Yo guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to go pretty deep in this one. I'm going to go over something that impacted my life deeply for the better part of the last 7 years now. We're in 2026, Jesus. Yeah, since 2019 when I was 14 years, this one change in my life brought me a lot of benefits, which I'll try my best to put into words, but it's pretty priceless. And if you're someone who has not made this change in your life or adapted this lifestyle, I strongly recommend you do. And it all started when I was 14 and I looked in the mirror and I simply wasn't happy with what reflected back. I didn't have a six-pack, and I guess this feeling of deep dissatisfaction came across me. I was like, why? Like, I'm fit. I was playing soccer at the time. I was really fit. I was running everyone off the park. I was quite a good soccer player when I was younger. But yeah, I was like, why don't I actually have abs? I'm literally outrunning everyone. No exaggeration, I was the fittest guy on my team. And yeah, this feeling came across me where I was like, why do I not have a six-pack? And that's where I quickly walked outside and started doing about 500 crunches. I remember just doing crunches and bicycles for an hour straight to try and get a six-pack. And that was the beginning of my fitness journey, when I realized that, yeah, after 30 minutes of doing crunches endlessly, it doesn't work like that. What happened to the six-pack in half an hour, six-pack in 60 seconds workouts? But I think getting in shape is one of the best things you can do for yourself in this life. The return on investment that you get from getting your dream body, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a physique you're happy with. Coming from someone who was very skinny, I felt invisible, I felt powerless. And I wanted to have a sense of control over myself, a sense of purpose and responsibility. I wanted to feel like someone who had control, I guess you could say. I felt invisible to everyone, to girls. I wanted to be attractive. I wanted to be confident. I was someone who was never really confident, and to think back then that I would be making videos now is literally, beyond me. I still am an introvert by default. By nature, I am an introvert, but to be making videos and posting stuff like this online, I would never think I would be capable of doing that and stepping out of my shell to do that. But getting in shape is, yeah, the best thing I've ever done for myself, because I think there's this common misconception that getting fit or getting a dream body is something that is just merely a health benefit, like something that is a physical benefit. But what it does for you as a person is just priceless. I mean, I've gained a level of confidence that I wouldn't have ever thought I would have been able to have. I'm more lively, I have more energy. If you are someone who is out of shape, you are really missing out. You are missing out. I can say that from someone who in 2024 was a massive drinker. Every single weekend I was eating shit food, and I very quickly became out of shape. I fell out of shape, lost my abs. I didn't become fat. I'm not gonna say I blew up and became fat, but it was about 81 kg, and I lost all my veins. I was out of shape from a general standpoint. I was out of shape, and I could see the snowball effect that came with that. I was scrolling a lot more, eating shit. Like, of course, it got me to that point, but I continued to do that. And drinking, of course, chasing girls a lot. And then fast forward 2 or 3 months of getting back in shape, similar to what I look like now, a little bit smaller, or I would like to think so. But I noticed myself taking on other disciplines and other activities in my life that I wouldn't have even thought of prior, and it sort of just came to me naturally. And those disciplines include reading, not scrolling, journaling, and creating content for other people who can benefit from it. I hope whoever's watching this video can get something, at least one thing from this video to better their life. That would make my day. But I'm a lot more productive. I can think clearer. I have more energy. There's all these benefits I would never have thought came as a side effect, a byproduct of getting in shape. And I think there's this common thought, a misconception that getting in shape is just getting in shape. Like, that's it. It's just a physical benefit. But your body is a physical manifestation of your mind. And I saw a post just before, as I was posting mine on TikTok, I come across a post that it said you can't fake a good physique. You can't fast track a good body. You can't get lucky with a good physique. You can't buy a good physique. You have to earn it. And after a month or two of doing it, you can develop a discipline where you fall in love with it. As Bob Proctor says, you only have to until you want to, and then you don't have to any longer because you fall in love with it. Sorry, you have to mind me, guys. It's like 42 degrees right now and I'm sweating. That's why I got my drink bottle with me. But I have like hyperhidrosis or some shit. I just sweat a lot. Must be all the creatine coming out of me. I don't know. But yeah, it is honestly still severely underrated what getting in shape can do for you, going to the gym, eating clean, because what you consume consumes you. And I mean that in the way of you are what you eat. If you put garbage in, that bus was really fucking close. If you put garbage in, you'll get garbage out with what you eat. And you have to eat anyway. You may as well eat healthy. Like, even if it's not to get in shape, you're gonna think clearer, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna think of ideas like that you wouldn't have previously, because it affects your mind and everything, whatever you put in your body. You are what you eat. If you put garbage inputs in, you're gonna get garbage inputs out. It's the same with what you consume. That is the basis of the term. What you consume consumes you comes from inputs like social media as well, and what you actually expose yourself to in your environment. Obviously what you watch is going to affect your way of thinking. When I was a scroller, when I was out of shape and I was a scroller, I was doom scrolling for hours on end a day. I noticed I was very scattered. I was anxious. I'm never really a person who's ever been anxious or stressed, but this great sense of lack of control. I felt like vulnerable came across me as I was scrolling more. But all these disciplines affect the rest. It's no mistake that, like, when I was out of shape, I was scrolling more and I was drinking more and I was chasing girls more. It's a way of life when you get into that realm. Every discipline affects the rest. That audio from Jim Rohn I mentioned in one of my previous videos is honestly a game changer on Spotify. Why Not You by Jim Rohn. It's about 17-18 minutes on Spotify. It's so hot out here, oh my god. But when you go to the gym and when you get in shape, you feel unstoppable. You feel really good to the point where you start taking on other disciplines that benefit you. You stop scrolling. There's no reason to drink. There's no reason to go out. There's no reason to waste time. There's no reason to sit on the couch. You don't, it's not appealing to you anymore. I don't go out. Like, I don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel the need to do that. There's no void to fill with drugs, with alcohol, smoking. It's like you just you need to do yourself a favor if you are out of shape, because if I could show you what would be on the other side of that, what you would look like and what you would feel like, I can't really put it into words. It's honestly priceless, and I know it is the best thing you can do for yourself as a human being. to get in shape. You think clearer, you move differently, you act differently, talk differently. So yeah, if you are watching this video and you are out of shape, you only got to do it, just take it a day at a time. Don't go out of your way and make massive commitments, sign up to a gym. The gym does help, but like lower the barrier to entry, make it easy for yourself. Just walk outside your house, clean up your diet because you have to do that anyway. Start with that, and then you can add in the Apple Watch, the gym, stuff like that. But I think where a lot of people get overwhelmed is they sign up to a gym for the New Year's resolution, and that's where they fall off. It's like there's friction, you have to go outside your house and travel 15, 20, 30 minutes to get there. And I noticed this from literally every client who has come through, who has mentioned, because I always ask, you know, how do you feel throughout the day? And every single one of them says, like, I have more energy and I don't crash in the afternoon. And I sleep even better at night because you're feeding your body with the right stuff. You're moving throughout the day because your psychology and your physiology are one. Your mind and body is one. If you stay still and you sit down for long periods throughout the day, it's going to affect your mindset. Because as human beings, we're made to evolve. We're creators, and we need to move. We need to have motion and progress. And the gym is just a great tool for doing that. Getting your dream body is just a great tool for doing that. It's fulfilling. You feel like a different person. So yeah, start off. If you have a goal, if you're 120 kg and you want to get to 80, have the goal. Like if you want to be 80 kg, have the goal, but sit it up on the shelf and just take it a day at a time. Just do a couple of non-negotiables every day. You just do an extra 2,000 steps. You just have one meal that's healthier than usual. And then it gets easier and easier and easier. I think people start out and they see it as like this long-term commitment. And don't get me wrong, it is. But it's a long-term commitment that gets easier. It doesn't get harder because the days stack and repetition forms and it becomes a habit. You don't have to do it anymore, if you know what I mean. It just becomes something you do. It becomes habitual. So it actually gets easier the more you do it. And it's a habit that will never leave me. And I'm grateful I'm being able to find something like that, because as corny as it sounds, I'll be lost without it. Brings me a lot of joy, the process of gymming, lifting weights, and then also eating the right food. I know I'm feeding myself with the right stuff and I think clearer. I take on better disciplines, reading. I can have actual conversations with people. Like, it's the best thing you can do for yourself. So if you're someone who is on the fence about, you know, you've dabbled in a few diets, I would say find some healthy foods that you can honestly see yourself eating most days for the next 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, because I know a lot of people who do hop on diets, and a diet is typically a different way of eating from what people are typically used to. So that's where they fall back into that trap. But if you can find those foods in the first place, you've hit the jackpot. I mean, that's why diets aren't sustainable, because they're not foods that people enjoy, and it shouldn't be a diet. You should just find foods that you enjoy, that are whole foods and high protein, that you can see yourself honestly eating most days. If you're unsure on what to eat, and you see like maybe some beef mince or chicken, and ask yourself, is this something I'm going to be able to have 3-4 times a week? Because when you can eat most of the same stuff every day, you've won. The less decisions you have to make, the less mental calories that you expend, the easier it is. If you have 10, 12 different meals, makes it very hard. But yeah, just find a few ones that you can stick to and eat every day. But boys, yeah, like it's really changed my life in ways that are I was about to say unexplainable, but I sort of just explained them. So just give it a shot. Just try and take it day by day. Don't have it as this overwhelming goal. Oh my God. Walk a little bit more, as I'm doing now. Eat a little bit healthier and lower the barrier to entry. You don't have to sign up to a gym yet. You can have some dumbbells at home. You can lift weights at home. You don't have to go to a gym. Make it easy for yourself though. Find foods that you enjoy. You don't have to have dry chicken and rice every day. That's bullshit. Chicken's not the best source of protein anyway. It's quite nutrient deficient compared to steak and eggs and beef mince and all that stuff. So find what that is for you in the first place so you can eat most days. And you're set. You can't lose, but I'm puffed because it's literally 42 degrees out here. So when I was speaking on going to the gym, I mean, if you really, really hate it, if you dislike the gym and you're in there and you feel anxious and you're comparing yourself to others and it's out of the way and you can't stick to it, like, I would, like, generally say go to the gym, like, because everything's there. But if you would much rather do it at home, you can do bodyweight stuff. Just buy a set of dumbbells from Marketplace. I've got interchangeable ones. They're about $300, but it goes from 5s to 40s. And that's like, you can do a lot with dumbbells. You can do everything. If you really hate the gym, like if you just, no, I'm not doing that. If you can get to a point where you can go and get confident in the gym, like that's always good. But you don't have to go by any means. You do not, it's not a non-negotiable. It's not a mandatory, compulsory thing that you have to go to the gym. You can literally go outside your house and walk, and you can get pretty far with that, cleaning up your diet and just doing more steps. So that was just a quick thought I had, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. I'll see you guys in the next one.